Good evening, everyone. Although a little late, but I'm very happy to be with you. I'm here to give you some tips on most important questions that you can expect in JEE B.Arch upcoming on 21st of July. Hello friends, my name is Rajendra Bhatia, a young guy of 67 years and representing Creative Edge on behalf of top rankers today for you. Let's first of all look into how the questions are expected in JEE B.Arch and how you really relate drawing to. If we look into the total number of numbers allocated to drawing, it's only 25% of the total exam. But take my words, aptitude and mathematics has got certain levels on which it really matures, and then thereafter you can't really score. What I have observed, most of the rank holders of JEE B.Arch generally score very good marks in drawing. Let us get into more details of it. Let us look into the syllabus that is covered for JEE B.Arch, or that one should be covering. Scene creation to what generally people call as memory drawing. There is actually no memory. There may be a fictitious situation, a situation described to you. And friends, yes, scene creation is the most tricky and maximum rated area of preparation. Other kind of question, those are there. One of them which again I rate as very high are the portrait making. Your own picture may be asked, maybe somebody's picture may be asked to be made by memory only. There is nothing in front of you. Then there have been questions off and on two-dimension composition. Now there are two types of two-dimension composition that I have cited in the JEE B.Arch examination. There may be a direct question saying that you make a design of a sari border. Yes, you heard it rightly. In JEE B.Arch, they are asking you to make a sari border design. Actually inviting a lot of ability of the candidate to go into the details of the otherwise graphical design, to be done manually of course, and go into a lot of knowledge about the colors. There may be an indirect question also which has been trend since for last couple of years, and that is decoding a picture and depicting whatever you decode. That also according to me is a question of two-dimension composition. Fourth type are like three-dimension composition. Those are very direct question, like there may be a question saying that there is a cube and there is a cuboid, there is a cone, there is a cylinder made up of such and such material, and then you have to have the depiction done, that too only in black and white. That is inviting for your knowledge of physiography. Not that your knowledge of physiography was not involved in scene creation, portrait making, only except for two-dimension design. Rest of the compositions in JEE B.Arch are asked on the basis of black and white. Two-dimension composition are asked to be done colored. Then there may be a question directly involved how you do an enlargement. So let us go one by one into details of all this subject. Now friends, when I am representing here, or when I am trying to give you the details of it, the most important aspect, I am also taking care of a blanket coverage. There may be questions related to why not this sir, why not that sir, in a short representation on going online with you. I will try to give you some sample sketches done, and I am sure that will make you understand. Except for a couple of things which I'll tell you later, I shall be not only talking about this syllabus, I will also be talking a little about NATA examination with you all, giving you some very important tips about these two examinations, JEE B.Arch and NATA. Let us get on with one by one. The first thing that we said was the scene creation. According to them, the examiners, the question is under the category of memory drawing. To my mind, it is a fictitious situation drawing. Particularly when we talk of something like a vision by an ant or vision by a vision from the eye of a bird. So how you do a preparation of scene creation? First and foremost, of course, as you can see, the perspective. You should know 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and even 5 point perspective, even multiple point perspective. I shall be giving you some of the ideas about it. Now, doing a perspective and with no proportion, I think you will be not inviting good marks. You should have a very good knowledge about human figures. I haven't brought any sample for it because in composition you will notice that a separate lesson should be taken on the human figure. But let us see the composition first and then we will talk about it. Proportion and scale. Proportion is, that means what is my height, what is my width, what is the depth or of any element. Whereas the scale is the comparison of one body to another. The scale may be a comparison of window to the door. That means one object to another. Proportion is what is the length of the door, what is the width of the door. Likewise, sciography is the science of light, shade and shadow. Okay, let us get on. I have selected one of this very simple composition of mine, done more or less with multiple point perspective. The question related to this is how you see a balloon seller, particularly in a mela, in a village mela. Okay, so there is this giant wheel, then there are shops, chudiyon ki dukaan, the sabji ka dukaan and all that. What you can notice here, could you see that all the human figure more or less coming the eye level at the same level, except for the children whose height is almost 50% to the balloon seller's height? That is what is to be remembered. If you are looking at the things from the same eye level, your height people will have eyes on the same level. And the reduction of height in the perspective will go from the feet. As you can see here, same level eye, same level of the eye of all standing people. Similar, I won't say same because this one is taller than this lady, this guy is taller than this lady looks like to be similar height, maybe a little shy short than the balloon seller. Okay, so this kind of an answer to a question where they have asked you to do a composition of a festival, a mela kind of things. Similarly, you can find the same level of eye with this, except for people who are sitting around here. What do you notice? There is this bull also who has come into the market, a busy market scene. The scale is also with the two-storied building at the back of it, and then the vegetable sellers. So a market scene. The scale is also between the person is standing in front of a person sitting here, and the scale is also there with the different kind of vegetables lying all around here. A little shadow can also be noticed. Due apology for the little change in the shades and shadow because of the scanning of the picture. Another kind of sketch that could be asked. Now here I say it is a fictitious situation. It is just not a bird view. The view asked was in this picture was that you are a bulb on top of a supermarket, or here supermarket that I have selected is Big Bazaar, you know the brand, and how the bulb will see everything around. Now this is a very primitive sketch, not a finished one, but just to give you an idea that this is a 5-point perspective where the vanishing point is in the nadir. I hope everybody know about nadir and zenith vanishing point. When you are looking from top, the vanishing point right at below your feet is called as nadir, N-A-D-I-R. The vanishing point in zenith is just opposite nadir, that is on top. When you look from bottom, from here, when you are looking to the bulb in the top, that will be leading all this structure to almost reverse. That means it will be broad here, narrowing there. It is broad right now here. Maybe this is where the bulb is, and you are looking as bulb into the supermarket. So it's a true 5-point perspective. Another 5-point perspective I have selected for today. Wall lizard in a cyber cafe. Very rough sketch that I have done, but gives you a clear idea. The nadir for this wall lizard, whose phalanges are seen here, is somewhere around here. So the circle that with the 5-point perspective, or all the lines are vanishing towards 1 point, including the lines here. Okay. So what you have to really take care of: perspective, placement of objects, and human figure in perspective. Again, this is a view from a wall lizard's eye. So wall lizard eye, that means it has to go into 5-point any which ways. Other type of questions: portrait. Mostly in JEE B.Arch, questions that have been coming are age related portrait. I have categorized them. One are the age related. There was one year when they asked that you make your own portrait. Examiner forgot that you are carrying a photo identity of yours in the examination, and you could really copy it from your ID. But that was not the idea of the examiner. Idea of examiner was how keen are your observation? How can you really show the things as a young person? How would you divide the sphere and the cone of face? Probably you all know that our head is made up of a sphere and a cone. Okay, or you can make any person's head by making a circle and a triangle followed by shading and shadow, so that you can make a sphere and a cone representing the whole face. Thereafter came question like you make a face of anybody, any of your lifetime hero. Maybe it could be a film star, it could be a cricketer, or it could be any leader. So my friends, what I will suggest when you are preparing for JEE B.Arch please be ready with some of these kind of age related portrait. Like you can see here, a young person, how he look like, how an old person look like. So prepare yourself, and better, instead of taking any generalized aged person, like there was a question, you can make face of your father, mother, or that of a hero in your life. So yes, you can remember few things. For example, the eyelid here and the eyelid here. There is a ptosis, there is a protrusion of the eyelid, and it is falling onto the eye. Then there are so many wrinkles right from head till chin and even on the neck, right? Even there is a little falling of the muscles of the upper lip onto the lower lip. The flap of the nostril is also falling down. The cheek is divided into many wrinkles. Likewise, you can make or prepare yourself for an old aged person, and preferably going for doing Amitabh Bachchan, go and do some preparation for Narendra Modi's face, or maybe you can pick up Sushma Swaraj or anybody for that matter. Just do not copy, try to understand the salient feature of how the face look like in that age. The other kind of question in the same category could be the expression related. I have brought in some pictures from my sketches that I showed it to my students here in the studio. Expression like angry. What all to be noticed? The broadened eye. And you add up certain elements like, the spread out mustaches and bulging out eyes. As if looking at the person, you find out angry, sad, or worried. Look at the lips falling down, eyes falling down like an old person, and even the cheek falling down. Similarly, shy. Look at the eyelid and the lips spreading. Intense or fearsome. डर लग रहा है उसको. Fearful. घबरा रहा है. Likewise, that fearsome and angry are similar, because yes, at one place you can call it as angry, the other place you can call him to be a fearsome. उसको देख के डर लगेगा, वो fearsome. Confused like this, relaxed and satisfied as a Buddha. So these kind of expression related question may also come. I don't claim that whatever I am saying is going to come, but these are the important areas where you can really go and put on your effort. Then two-dimensional design. These are the direct questions. Like, you must remember that they will always give you, in case it is a direct question, they will always give you the basic shapes. Maybe a little change in the basic shape, like they might give rectangle instead of a square, and they may ask you to add certain symbols like flower, the motifs, symbolic motifs. Like in this case, there are 3 rectangle, 3 circle, and motif of flower along with rhythmic line. There are 3 rhythmic lines as well, as you can see, this, and this. Here the coloring was done with poster color. It was very old one when they used to allow poster color. Nowadays they don't allow you to carry poster color with you. They allow only dry color, so you can choose pencil color. And my suggestion, friends, choose to take plastic crayons with you. That will go very fast. and that is what is required. Then my suggestion that this two-dimension design is to check balance, that is the balance means the weight distribution of all the elements, rhythm, contrast, unity, variety, analogous arrangement of color. There may be a repetition of design as well as coloring, and harmony to bring about. As you use analogous color, there is an automatic harmony that you can bring about. However, to my student, I always suggest to bring about harmony with help of a squash ball technique or diagonal balancing of the color in your design. Okay? Few more example, like here the base asked was hexagonal shape on which you were to do. Now the interesting difference between the earlier design that you saw here the color distribution is there in the background, whereas here the color distribution, analogous color, are only in the elements and background is given with a contrast color. And this is a result of acrylic or plastic crayon. Here is a result of pencil color. So you can see the difference. This one is more sharp. Plus additional sharpness has been brought up by giving the background one uniform contrast color to the elements. Next type that can be one of your forte is enlargement. It is not a finished one, but you can see the small sketch given to you. What you do with a free hand, remember free hand is important here. You take two diagonals and two cross lines. Take the same scale for the enlargement. Generally the same scale is used. By scale I don't mean the ruler. The scale I mean that the same proportion of length and width, length and breadth. Okay? So the same proportion, length and width are given. Sometime you have to check it, but check it with a bare pencil. Do not check it with your ruler or scale. Okay? Check it with the proportion of the length and width. Similarly, the same proportion should come up. Proportion, I mean to say 1:2, 1:1, 1.5, etc., etc. of width and length. Okay? Then these diagonal and the cross line will work as your graph for the enlargement. Look at the hand, how the hand has gone into the small one. Similarly, the hand would go into the larger one. Accordingly, the whole enlargement would be done. Remember, in such kind of question, when they say do an enlargement, there could be an aesthetically calibered design given for the enlargement also. It may not always be. I have only taken an example of a small child back profile or 3/4 back profile. Okay, so that is not necessary that they give you only a human figure, but they have given a human figure for enlargement last time. That is why I have taken a small child example for my teaching purpose in my class, and I think it has worked out fairly well for understanding purpose. Okay, so you can go ahead. Last and not the least type are the three-dimensional design. Among three-dimensional design or the arrangement, what they give you, this is one of the example question that I have taken. They give you four objects that may be a glass made up of steel, a cone made up of paper, a cuboid made up of glass, that is the कांच का गिलास, कांच वाला glass, and a cylinder made up of wood. There may be a question saying that these are the objects, and I would like you to select one material for each of them, and then they give an option material list of 5 options, out of which 4 you can choose and do it. The trick of doing it here is again forming the composition. Second, firstly do their base so that the composition is nicely done. Another thing that is to be noticed, that the transparent material is brought up forward in the composition so that you really can see all the 4. One more thing that you must have noticed, that they are overlapping each other. A composition is never a good composition if one of the object is lying elsewhere. So friends, when you are preparing, prepare with all these 5 type of, I am running it through, all these 5 type of questions, and once you have done it, particularly memorizing some of the portrait, both type of them, like age related or expression related, 2-dimension design, 3-dimension design, and enlargement. One more thing, decoding I will take separately, even in this live, not today, maybe in a couple of days I am back with you for another live when I will be taking decoding and depiction once again with you all. Okay friends, so this was about JEE B.Arch. Let me also give you something more interesting. Why are we preparing JEE B.Arch alone? Could JEE B.Arch be compared to NATA? While JEE B.Arch is a gateway for some important government architecture institute, but is it the only gateway, or is it the only tool that you carry and take an admission? Nowadays even government colleges refuse to take you only on the score of JEE B.Arch. You have to have, NATA is compulsory for admission to all architecture courses, as Council of Architecture will finally give you registration of your architecture practice in India only to the candidates who have cleared NATA examination. That means friends, you have to take JEE B.Arch as well as NATA. So if you are not registered and you haven't faced any one of the 2 previous attempt of NATA, then you should go for registering yourself for the 3rd attempt, which is still is available. And NATA do not give you good chance of sketching or any of these 5, not directly at least, these 5 points in syllabus. NATA has got different pattern. NATA, the pattern, the design is still, the marks are 115. Verbal reasoning 20, reading comprehension, verbal ability 25, and they keep on changing or interchanging. General awareness and current affairs. With design I also mean AAT, architecture awareness, so that I will describe you in a while. Now friends, although government architecture colleges, NITs particularly, they ask you to also clear JEE B.Arch. All SPS Delhi, Bhopal, Vijayawada, all NITs all around India, they ask you to score good in JEE B.Arch. Okay, there the merit list is there, and somebody asking about what is the marks percentage. Let me tell you, you go with rank in JEE B.Arch. Do not ask me from what percentage. Go with the rank, and first 100, all the SPAs are, first 200, all the SPAs are gone. Right, friends? So better you should be preparing for the best marks. Okay? I was talking about NATA exam pattern. Yes, these are the marks out of 200. And what all to study for NATA are different. There you have to really concentrate with elements of design, principles of design, color theory, color perception, AAT, that is architecture awareness, Indian art history plus artists and folk art, Western art history, detailed study of artwork and examples, detailed study of blueprints of famous architecture buildings, Gestalt principle for logos and monogram. There were many questions in the last but one NATA examination. Then most of the marks are allocated to the readers. They show you certain pictures, remove the picture after 30 seconds, and then there are questions. Very, very simply asked among readers. How to prepare for them? I think you could come to Creative Edge, top rankers, and ask for some crash course, some fast preparation so that you could clear NATA with good marks. Visual perception and cognition terminology is another part that you should be looking forward for. Let me see some of the questions already been asked. Firstly, some of them they keep on exposing their culture, maybe not very palatable questions, but anyway. There was a question by Girija Samal saying Bhupati sir, I am Bhatia, Rajendra Bhatia. To get into NIT Rourkela, I think that is what I have told you. Look forward for the rank. And Rourkela is IIT, right? There the examination is not only JEE B.Arch, you have to clear both the JEE mains and prelim and the mains, and then they have another test on AAT to give you a seat in the IITs, whether it is Rourkela or Kharagpur. Neha Salunke sir, what is JEE B.Arch qualifying marks? Don't you read the no, I'm little offending Neha, but just look into what form you are filling, and then you get into the qualifying marks. And qualification do not matter if you are looking forward for the NITs. You better looking for ranks. If you are well within 1000 ranks, then only get into the NITs, any one of the NIT. Sangeeta Jahangir sir, is JEE B.Arch session first result out or not? I think you have been vigilant about your own. You got your admit card, you got your this thing. JEE B.Arch first round, they do not declare it, it is together. You have one result only. It is the JEE mains for which the results are declared twice, but B.Arch section they have got one declaration in the end, either of the two you should be qualified with, and then they give you the ranks. Based on that you can apply with the NITs. But remember friend, do not apply with only JEE B.Arch numbers. You should also be clearing NATA before you, and NATA qualification, you know that 70 out of 200 is passing out marks. So you have to only pass out NATA. They don't include the NATA as far as the government colleges are concerned into the merit list. Merit list is prepared on the basis of JEE B.Arch only for the government colleges and NITs. Okay, so you just need to clear NATA as well as look forward for your rank from 1 to 1000. If you are in there, you look forward for one of the colleges. Otherwise, with your NATA score, you can go in for one of the architecture colleges. Incidentally, friends, you can register with us also, that is Creative Edge Top Rankers, for counseling, which we will be declaring in time period to come. Once your results of 12th as well as other results are out, we will be giving you counseling as to how to apply in different colleges, and we will be able to give you a fair enough of answer. I think I have covered most of the important questions, but I will still look into yeah, I think thank you very much friends for being with me, and I'm sure a lot of your doubts about JEE B.Arch question and how to score high marks in JEE B.Arch are solved. Still some doubt left out, you can mail to us on toprankers.com, and your inquiry can also be directed to our toll free number 888-9633-222. I'll repeat the number 888-9633-222. You can send your inquiries and ask me direct, indirect question, both in relation to JEE B.Arch and NATA examination and your possibilities and your preparations. Thank you very much. Bye bye for now.